Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and if it's Tuesday, it's the Strat Attack Show, and you know what that means. We hop into the urban assault vehicle and see what's going on. So, we've got a new month. So, what that means is when we're using the Strat with monthly, weekly, and daily and 60-minute bars, that we don't uncouple and have separate openings until a week from today, the second hour, right? And that's important to know. It doesn't mean we don't trade. It means we gain more information because then we have 4 participation groups by price and time, right? So this week, the monthly and the weekly candle opening will be the same. And then next week, Mondays, the weekly and the monthly will uncouple on Monday, and the second hour on Monday. Then the daily and the 60 uncouple, but the weekly and the daily would be all the same on Monday. But then second hour on Tuesday, we got 4 separate openings, so we'll be looking forward to that. But right now, you've got the SPY doing this. Here's our broadening formation here, right? We go up, 2-2 reversal down, then tried to go 2-2 reversal up here, but then failed and then slammed last Friday, and then a 2-2 reversal on the SPY here. And now you can see this here, the higher high and the lower low. So the question is, are we strong enough to go up and take out the highs, right? Or do we drop back in? Because if you go to 60 here, you'll see this. Here's the higher high, the lower low, the higher high, the lower low, and the higher high, right? So far, if we go to the NASDAQ, because we just had Amazon and Google come blasting out with earnings, NASDAQ did 2 here, higher high. Let's get that big cursor. Higher high, lower low, higher high, very slight, took it out, and then took it back up. And on your daily, that's going to look like this here. So you got some more room to go to the all-time highs. And here was your slight higher high, and then 2-2 slammer on Friday, 2-2 reversal here, 2 down, 2 up, and now continuing up through here. So we'll see if that can complete that. If you go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, a little weaker, but you did have your inside day 212 back up. So we'll see if that can come up through here, and we'll take a look. So we got Google just blasting into the highs as I speak right now. So that's going to be exhaustion risk. But here's a couple plays where, you know, some people just go barreling into the earnings. But here's what you can do if you want to play these earnings. We won't play with house money. And so if you knew the earnings are coming out today, right, after the close, right? So here, yesterday, you could have had your 2 reversal, right? And you caught this. And if you got enough out of this, you stay long. And then when it comes up into here, you can roll those into some options because you're already playing with house money. If you go to Amazon, here you're going to see the Rev Strat yesterday, perfect broadening formation, and now trying to expand that, but here, Rev Strat day. And if you caught this and then stayed long to get this, now you're really playing with house money, right? So there's ways to do that when you know they're coming out as opposed to the day of the earnings or stuff like that. So we'll see if that gets some of these big boys going here because some of the names from last year starting to heat up again. You got Shop, and Shop had a nice day today. And if that keeps going with all the, you know, all usual suspect runner names that have been kind of sleeping for a while, you've got this inside month here in Shop. And it's directional because this was a 2 up, but above here, we'll be looking to try and take out 1247.45. You're almost there. If we go to Tezslers, and Tesla's got a little quiet here, and so it's important to know this. When you see a tight range and then an even tighter range, people are like, oh, it's coiling, that's great. I'm like, more often than not, it's drying up. And you'll usually get an outside bar after that because price discovery starts over again. And that's what happened in Tesla. And here's your broadening formation in Tesla with your inside day to the upside today to see if we can finish that off tomorrow. If we go to TTD, and TTD is one of those giants that's been sleeping for a while, but you can see here on the daily, once again, let's get some price discovery starting over again, slight lower low, and slight higher high. And what that does on the monthly is this. Here, the 2 up, the 2 down, and the 2 up. If you can take this out, now you're going to have my attention over 839.28. Trying to get there right now because on the weekly you've got this. The 2 up, the 2 down, triangle out, and now coming back through here. And this would take care of that month if we can get that going. Go to Adobe. He's been a sleeping giant here forever too. And you can see all this kind of stuff here. It's going sideways forever. However, now if we're going to get something going, you take out these weeklies here, all right? These 2 weeks, and we're above that. So keep an eye and see if that goes. If we go to WIX, WIX has also been sleeping for a while, but look at this. Here, pivot machine gun. Anybody short against against this, or this, you get one of these. So we'll be keeping a close eye on WIX. If you go to SQ, and SQ, still handling inside month because we're starting off. But on the weekly, you can see this, triangle out, hit the lower low. Now here's a 2-2 reversal for the rest of the week over 225.94 has my attention. If we go to the team, and the team triangle out, outside week to the upside. If you look at the daily, you're going to see this. There it is, triangle day out, price discovery broadening formation, your 2-2 hammer reversal, and off she goes. And while that's working now, you're going to see this on the month. The 2 up, the 2 down, triangle them out, and then bam, these two are going to be coming outside bar of this. You're almost there. 250.03 is going to do it. Then we'll see if it can stay up there. If we go to the weed, TLRY, and TLRY, and the rest of the weed boys having a nice push here. You can see this slight lower low, and then boom, there's your pivot machine gun daily to get it going today. It was going a little bit after hours, and I always like to have multiple time frame charts, like 2 for each. I like this one. I like when you go like this and go back a little further. Look at this. Yes. So this old triangle here, and if you would have redrawn when you had the lower lows, it would have looked like this. But this, dink, still good. So that tells us to look at CGC. And here, if you go to the daily, you got this out of your CGC. Your hammer counter shooter, 222. Right, so just directional going to the highs. So we'll keep an eye on some weeds and see if they want to keep coming into them. If you go to ONEM. And ONEM, I believe, is in the macro list. And here, you can see this triangle here, slight higher high, slight lower low. But what you do have here, if it's going to keep going, you are inside weak and up, so we can keep that on that list. If we go to APHA in the weed here too, and I keep an eye on this slight rev strat weaker. Inside, then slight poke down, and boom, pivot machine gun through those guys. Now, it already took care of business by going into the highs, but sometimes good things continue to happen when they start happening. If we go to Disney, and Disney's going to be rev strat weak. All right, still handling inside month as of right now, but you can see this inside. Pokes down, 1, 2, 2, boom. So it takes care of these guys and these guys. The question's going to be strong enough to come through here. We can keep an eye on that with the Dow and other setups that start coming our way. If we go to Groupon. Groupon, here's your 2-2 reversal week. Coming back to the previous range. So we got them. Now it's a question of these guys up in here, and if that works, then you go to the monthly, and you can have an inside month. So the inside month to the upside goes above 38.65. You're almost there. If we go to Uber, and Uber's still inside month because we're starting off here, but once again, the inside, the poke down, stop them out. Now, boom, try and come back through this stuff. So it takes care of this stuff. Now the question is going to be strong enough for that. Of course, we can watch that with Lyft. And Lyft still would get a boost. So here, that would be rev strat, but it hasn't kicked in. So we'll see if that kicks in here above 48.78. If we go to WDay took care of some business here today, and that was doing this. The inside month to the upside looking to take this out, which it did by 10 cents, I believe. But that's still inside month and up, and that tells us to look at now, which also went 2 up, 2 down, 2, 2, 2. Takes care of business, goes into the high. So you got some exhaustion risk on those, but you can always watch those guys together. If you go to UEPS, as it used to be somebody, this used to be up on the 20, and now coming out of the ashes. So oftentimes you get this move like here, and it's slight 2, but doji's out. The hopes is this goes like this, and then measured move on the month. And to do that, you would have this weekly inside week to the upside, red week, which means you had corrective activity, and now off you go to continue this rev strat a few weeks ago. If you go to INO, and INO backed off a little bit, but we just want to keep a list of who's doing the inside month and upper, and right now that's INO. You've got Palo Alto as well, the continuation up, inside, and go. The good part about that was you had the corrective activity on the weekly. Here, triangle out. Here, stop these guys out. Now your 2-2 reversal back up, and bam, like that to confirm that, or to get that month to take out. Okta Octa. And here you're going to see this. inside month to the upside, still looking to take this out. Go to the highs over 287.35. RNG also trying to go inside month directional. The good thing is just keeping an eye on the all time frames, because it's like it's directional, so it's got to go, but you've also had corrective activity as an outside 3-2 on the weaker right there. If we go to MDB, MongoDB, there's your outside hammer, 3-2 to the upside, inside month to the upside here. If we go to just some blasters here, VXRT. And VXRT just having a nice day. You know, you just want to keep an eye on things that are doing stuff like that. Maybe if you're lucky enough to catch it in the morning, you get this nice inside 60 right there, and off she goes. If you go to some financials, Goldman Sachs, still inside month, but Goldman Sachs on the week, trying to go RevStrat week, inside week, and then take this out above 286.35 of JP Morgan. Also trying to go 2-2 weaker on here, so you can see if that kicks in. You have MA RevStrat here, inside week, down and then back through. And that tells you to look at Visa, which is trying to go 2-2, but it backs off a little bit here, so we'll see going forward with the rest of the week. All right, for some downside. So obviously we want to be keeping an eye on the game stoppers, see how much bag holding we got here. Still, believe it or not, an inside week, but things looking a little bleak here, but you never know if you can get an opening 2-2 in this thing. You know, we'll just keep an eye on it and AMC and all that kind of stuff. Other bag holder is going to be that silver, and that was a nice 2-2 reversal day here today. So we're going to see if they want to keep pounding that. We're going to keep an eye on PAAS to see if there's more bag and holding in there, and because now it's potential outside month for that. So obviously we want to see that. So if we go to LITE, all right, so we want to look for anything taking out last month's lows for sure, and last week's lows, all right? So this is monthly shooter, 2-2 to downside. Now it gapped a little, so you want to be aware of that here, but it is what it is right now. And if you go to the weekly, you'll see this. This was a 2 up that failed down in here, just ran out of time to go outside bar. So now these two are a compound 3 of this, all right? But you are 2-2 down on the month, something you're going to want to know about. Another group that's having some problems right up the chute here is going to be healthcare and drugs, some of these druggies. So XLV on the day, potential RevStrat here. Look at this, what this has been able to do during this rally here. Not mooch. So if you look at some old schoolers, you got Pfizer taking out last month and last week's lows, the continuations, but that's something I want to know about when the market's going up. You've got Lilly going shooter back down, right? So that's a 2-2 reversal, and it's a new month. So now the month's going red, right? So that would be a problem there. If we go to UNH, and UNH still slightly green, but potential RevStrat down. If they want to take this down, we can watch that with ANTM here. Also shooter potentially back into this thing. You got Humana staying weak here on an outside day to the downside. You can watch Cigna, potential 222 back down. So those guys having some problems over there. GSX, more baggy, and coming in, taking out last week's lows. Shooter, oops, last week's lows here. Shooter after trying to get the ouch. So we'll see how that goes. Bloodbath, another bag holder week here. 2-2 weekly down. Shooter hardly gaps down, but having some problems. So we'll see how it disseminates that gap, because it also goes RevStrat month on that gap, but you're going to have to disseminate a little bit of these. If we go to VRTX, and VRTX is clobbered here today. So what that does for VRTX is it gives you this weekly back through potential range in here. That's potentially a problem. So that was a 3-2-2 and takes care of these guys. The question is going to continue to be weak through here because it's also taking out last month's lows, and that's always something we want to know about, especially after it comes up into here. Now it can come down and wipe all this stuff out. We'll see. Also with tech being strong, Cirrus Logic not so much. And Cirrus Logic, the daily here, goes down with all the techs rallying here. And you got weekly taking out last week's lows. You're not near taking out last month's lows, but you're continuing that shooter from last week. If we go to SFIX, S-Fix, 2-2 shooter back down for the start off the new month. And that was nice, easy peasy, because you had your inside day, and now it continues. If we go to Williams-Sonoma, just had a nice run. Not totally getting clobbered, but can have my attention anytime you're below this thing. If we go to Dash, Rev Strat week down, not totally cratering, but anytime this thing's below 183.48, it's going to have my attention for the rest of the week. One more EBIX, and look at this thing. Nice week up, 2-2 reversal week here, and coming back through a previous range. And you look at how much they want to wipe out here. If you go to the daily, look at this. So this got a little hairy, nice inside day, and then bam, and there's a whole bunch of pivot machine gun down below here if they want to take it out. So we can keep an eye on that. But it's early in the month. We haven't uncoupled yet. We still got earnings out. Looks like Google and Amazon will probably lift the NASDAQ. And but that's why we play the game. We come in the morning. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith of the Black Channel here at Ticker Talk with Strat Attack.